The rain pelted down mercilessly, drumming on the glass walls of St. Mary's Hospital. The night shift was always quiet. Too quiet, but for Anna, a young nurse with tired eyes and a heart weighed down by unspoken worries, this particular night carried an unusual chill. She had just finished tending to an elderly patient when she noticed the tall, broad-shouldered man standing by the children's ward. His tailored suit seemed out of place amid the sterile white surroundings. His hair was damp from the rain, and though he exuded the polished aura of wealth, his eyes told another story, a loneliness carved deep into his soul. Anna froze for a moment, recognizing him instantly. Alexander Gray, the youngest CEO of Gray Enterprises, a man whispered about in boardrooms and splashed across business magazines. Ruthless, brilliant, untouchable, but here he was, standing quietly beside the bed of a fragile little girl who clutched a worn teddy bear against her chest. Anna softened as she recognized the child. She had treated her before, Lily Gray. Barely 5 years old, with auburn curls and eyes too big for her delicate face. "Daddy," Lily whispered hoarsely, her small voice cracking from the fever. Alexander leaned down, pressing a kiss to her forehead, his expression breaking into something raw. Anna saw it clearly, he wasn't a ruthless tycoon here. He was simply a father, desperate and afraid. The nurse and the CEO. Anna approached gently, her nurse's instinct overriding her hesitation. "She's stable for now," Anna said softly. "The fever will take time to break. You should rest too." Alexander turned, his piercing gray eyes locking onto hers. For a moment, Anna felt stripped bare, as though he could see past her uniform, past her forced smile, into the worries she carried silently every day. "I can't rest," he said flatly. His voice was low, controlled, but it wavered with exhaustion. "She's all I have." Anna hesitated. She wanted to reassure him, but words felt inadequate. Instead, she adjusted Lily's blanket and stroked the child's hair. Lily smiled faintly in her sleep, and Alexander watched Anna's every movement with an unreadable expression. "You're good with her," he murmured. Anna gave a small smile. "I love children. They remind me that even in pain, there's innocence." His gaze lingered, and for the first time, Anna noticed something she hadn't expected. He wasn't just studying her actions. He was searching her, as though he had been waiting for someone like her all along. Two broken souls. Anna's shift ended at dawn, but she lingered. Outside, the city awakened, its streets slick from rain. Inside, Alexander hadn't moved from Lily's bedside. When Anna finally left, she shivered under the cold drizzle. Her landlord had been threatening eviction. Her savings were gone, swallowed by medical bills from her late father. She had no family, no safety net, just an empty apartment that echoed with loneliness. That night, when she returned for her shift, Alexander was still there. Same tailored suit, same weary eyes. He looked at her as if she were the only anchor in a storm. "I owe you thanks," he said quietly, when she came to check Lily's vitals. "You don't owe me anything. I'm just doing my job." He studied her carefully, his jaw tightening as though wrestling with words. Finally, he said, "You need a home, and I need a mother for my daughter." Anna froze, stunned. The proposal, her lips parted, but no sound came. Surely she had misheard. "I don't understand," she whispered. Alexander's tone was steady, businesslike, yet beneath it lay a plea. "Lily needs someone, a gentle hand, a warm presence. Money can't buy that, and you look like someone carrying too much alone. You shouldn't have to." Her heart raced. Was he truly offering her a place in his world, a home? "You don't even know me," Anna managed, shaking her head. "I know enough," he said firmly. "I see the way Lily clings to you. I see the kindness in your eyes. My daughter smiled in her sleep for the first time in months, because of you." Anna wanted to laugh at the absurdity. A billionaire CEO proposing, not love, but an arrangement. And yet, her chest ached at the sincerity in his voice. "Still," she whispered, "I'm not the kind of woman who belongs in your world." Alexander's lips curved bitterly. "Neither am I, Anna. Not anymore." The decision. For days, his words haunted her. Every night, she returned to the hospital, and every night, Lily reached for her, refusing to let go of Anna's hand. And Alexander watched with a quiet intensity that unnerved and warmed her at once. Finally, one evening, as rain once again lashed against the windows, Anna made her choice. "Yes," she whispered, "I'll come. A new home." The gray mansion was a world Anna had only glimpsed in magazines, marble floors, chandeliers, gardens that stretched endlessly. Yet behind its grandeur, It felt cold. But Lily's laughter began to echo through the halls as Anna moved in, and slowly, the emptiness softened. Anna cooked simple meals, told bedtime stories, and filled the house with warmth money had never been able to buy. Alexander watched quietly from the shadows, his heart torn between gratitude and an ache he dared not name. At night, when the house grew still, he found himself lingering outside Anna's door, listening to her gentle voice as she lulled Lily to sleep. Something inside him stirred, something he had buried long ago with the loss of his wife. The walls around his heart. One evening, Anna found him in his study, staring blankly at a photo frame. It was a picture of Lily's mother, her beauty radiant, her eyes full of life. She died giving birth, Alexander said hoarsely, without looking up. I promised I would protect Lily. But I've been failing her. Anna's heart tightened. She wanted to tell him he wasn't failing, that being here, fighting for his daughter, already made him more than he believed. You're not failing, she whispered. You're surviving, and that matters. Their eyes met, and in that silence, something shifted. Love in the shadows. Weeks turned into months. Anna's presence transformed the mansion. Alexander found himself drawn to her laughter, her quiet strength, her ability to bring life where there had only been silence. But fear held him back. He was a man used to deals, contracts, and control. Love was dangerous, it had already destroyed him once. Anna, too, fought her own fears. She was just a nurse. What right did she have to dream of belonging in his world? Yet every time their hands brushed, every time their eyes lingered too long, unspoken emotion simmered between them. The breaking point. One night, Lily woke crying from a nightmare. Anna rushed in, holding her, soothing her tears. Alexander entered moments later, his heart breaking at the sight. Mommy, Lily sobbed against Anna's chest. Anna froze. Alexander did too. Lily's tiny voice pierced the air, trembling yet certain. I want her to be my mommy. Anna's eyes filled with tears. Alexander felt his walls crumble. Without thinking, he crossed the room, pulling both of them into his arms. For the first time in years, he allowed himself to feel. A confession. Later that night, Alexander found Anna in the garden, her face lit by moonlight. I didn't bring you here just for Lily, he admitted, his voice raw. I brought you here because I needed you too. You make me remember what it feels like to be alive. Anna's breath caught. You don't have to say anything, he added quickly. I just needed you to know. But Anna, with trembling hands, reached for his. You gave me a home when I had none. You gave me a family. And somewhere along the way, Alexander, you gave me your heart too, even if you don't see it. The new beginning. The kiss they shared was not fiery or desperate. It was gentle, hesitant, yet filled with the promise of healing. Two broken souls, finally daring to believe in love again. From that night, the mansion was no longer just a house. It was a home. Anna was no longer just the shivering nurse who had once stood outside in the rain. She was a mother, a partner, and the missing piece Alexander and Lily had longed for. And Alexander, the lonely CEO, discovered that all his wealth meant nothing compared to the warmth of a family's embrace. Epilogue. Years later, laughter filled the gray estate. Lily, now older, ran through the garden with a joy that once seemed impossible. Anna watched from the porch, her hand entwined with Alexander's. You saved us, Alexander whispered, pressing a kiss to her temple. Anna smiled softly. No, we saved each other. And for the first time in his life, Alexander Gray, the man who had once thought he had everything, realized that true wealth was not counted in money or power, but in love, in family, and in the home they had built together.